What's going on, everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. And before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe and sack that like button if you have not already. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing my Week 17 NFL preview. So without further ado, let's begin. So the Thursday night game, tomorrow's game, Cowboys at the Titans. Big game, in particularly for the Cowboys if they want to continue their hope to maybe win the NFC East. Now, you may say, well, it's a big game for the Titans too. Not necessarily, because, I understand the Jaguars are ahead in the division, but if the Titans were to lose this game and the Jaguars were to win their game, the Titans would still control their destiny. So if the Titans lose, Jags win, Titans then beat them the following week, Titans win the division. Now, if the Titans win and the Jags lose, and then the Jags beat the Titans next week, then the Jags win the division. So, in effect, really what the Titans do in this game and what the Jaguars do in their game later on really actually does not matter, because the Titans would have the tiebreaker if it came to it that they had the same record and split with the divisional record. So in a sense, this game actually really does not matter for the Titans, and I don't think many people realize that, but I got the Cowboys winning this game 27-20. It should be a tough game, two well-coached teams. Then the Cardinals at the Falcons. Both of these teams' seasons have definitely not gone the way as planned. I'm expecting a defensive game, a low-scoring game, a lot of turnovers. I got the Cardinals winning it 17-16, and not necessarily because either team has a great defense. Then the Dolphins at the Patriots. The Patriots are pretty screwed in terms of making it to the playoffs, but they still have a chance. But if they lose this game, any chance will go out the window. Tua most likely will not be playing in this game. I got the Patriots winning it 23-20. I don't see the Patriots losing a fourth or a fifth straight, I believe now, against the Dolphins. I just don't see it, and I think the Patriots defense will do just enough to hold off Teddy Bridgewater if it does come down to that. Then the Saints at the Eagles. It's a little unsure if Jalen Hurts will play. If Jalen Hurts does not play, I think this could be a tighter game, but I still have the Eagles winning it 21-20. If Hurts does play, maybe the Eagles win it 35-34-20. Then the Panthers at the Buccaneers. This is obviously a big game here in the NFC South. Now, if the Buccaneers win this game, they clinch the division. If the Panthers win this game, they do not clinch, but they go into the final week where if they win, they are in. But if they lose, they could still get in if the Bucs were to lose their game. So, the winner of this game is pretty much in very good shape, and if it's at the Bucs, they have it clinched. So, obviously this is huge. These two teams played earlier in the year. Panthers pretty much dominated them. I believe the final score was 21-3. This game's going to depend a lot on, can the Buccaneers establish the running game. The Panthers are a tough pass defense. They have a very good secondary, something that's pretty underrated about them, and we know the Buccaneers have been struggling this year in their passing attack. So if they can't get any sort of a running game going, and Brady's forced to throw it 40-45 times, things will not go the Buccaneers' way. It is vital that Leonard Fournette or Rachaad White or Giovanni Bernard, whoever, can establish some sort of a running game if the Buccaneers want to come out on top. I think they will to some extent, and I got the Buccaneers winning it 24-21. Then the Broncos at the Chiefs. These teams played just recently. It was a weird game. Chiefs got off to a 27-0 lead, ended up only winning 34-28. I don't know if the Chiefs will completely blow them out because, divisional rivals always play each other tough. They know each other well. Broncos are going to play with some emotions in the air. First game without Nathaniel Hackett. I think the Broncos will keep it respectable, but ultimately the Chiefs should win this game without a problem. I got them winning it 31-17. Then the Bears at the Lions. The Lions had a major setback loss last week against the Panthers, but if they want to keep any sort of hope alive, they need to win this game, and it's against the Bears, who are a team that's been playing tough. These two teams played earlier in the year. Lions got the win. It was a come from behind win too in the fourth quarter. I think the Lions will be able to establish the running game in this game, and I think the Jameson Williams could have his coming out party in the NFL. And the Bears, Justin Fields will probably make his plays, but I think the Lions will limit them enough. It's too much of a one-dimensional offense. I got the Lions winning at 31-17. Then the Colts at the Giants. Something that hasn't really been advertised much is that this is a rematch of the greatest game ever played all the way back in the 1958 NFL Championship between the Colts and the Giants. Now, obviously, it's not like it's the 50th anniversary, kind of like the Immaculate Reception. It's the 64th anniversary of it, and actually, the day this video came out is the 64th anniversary of it, December 28th. When they play, it will not be December 28th, it'll be January 1st, so, technically it won't be the day of, but it would be in the same ballpark, and obviously the schedule makers did that on purpose to get it in the same, week that the anniversary of it is, so pretty cool thing there. But in terms of the game, Giants should win this game. Colts are pretty flat right now. I think the Colts won't be able to run the football too well, forcing the Colts to have to pass the ball. And even though the Giants don't have the best pass defense, I don't think the Colts will be able to get anything going. I got the Giants winning at 21-10. Then the Browns at the Commanders. The Commanders still control their own destiny. It was just announced shortly before the time of making this video that Carson Wentz will be getting the start, which I honestly think is a good move. I think Carson Wentz does give this team a better chance to win. I get that Taylor Heineke may be more savvy and more of a, the guy's kind of a player, but Carson Wentz is the better quarterback, I believe still, and I think that here in this stretch he gives them the best chance to win. However, I do think the Browns defense matches up well against this Commanders team. They got good corners to be able to guard and play well against this receiving core. I think they're going to slow down the run. It's going to be a tough first game back for Carson Wentz, I believe, and I got the Browns winning it 22-17. I think the Browns do just enough to get the win here. Then the Jaguars at the Texans. The Texans beat the Jaguars earlier in the year, or way earlier in the year, but two very different Jaguars team here. I still think it'll be close, but I think the Jaguars will establish the running game here. Trevor Lawrence may get some, good deep shots going too. I got the Jaguars winning at 28-20. Then the 49ers at the Raiders. The 49ers on offense should dominate in this game. Battle of two of the top tight ends in the NFL. Get two guys that are, right there next to Travis Kelce. A lot of people would argue this is the second and third best. George Kittle and Darren Waller, so it'll be fun to see these two guys work. But I think Nick Bosa has a big day. I think he gets at least 2 sacks in this game, honestly. Raiders' offensive line isn't that good. I got the Niners winning at 34-20. Then the Jets at the Seahawks. Both of these teams are in emergency mode. They're both still mathematically in the playoffs, but the loser of this game obviously will be officially out. The game's out in CenturyLink Field. I know Mike White's coming back, but this might be a tough task for a young Jets team against the Seahawks here. I got the Seahawks winning at 24-17. I think it's going to be a tough game for Mike White. I don't think the Jets' running game is going to get going the way they would want it to. They've been struggling to get a running game going since Breece Hall went out, and they're going to need Mike White to basically win them this game, and in that atmosphere, it's going to be tough. Then the Vikings at the Packers, the rematch of the game all the way back in week 1. This is a game in which the Packers, if they win, they go into the final week, and if the Commanders lose and they win, they are in. So it's a big game for them, obviously. And the Vikings, they're trying to, keep the 49ers from overtaking their 2 seed. So this game's going to be interesting. It honestly can go either way. The Vikings offense, is very good. Packers defense is very good. Packers offense has been getting going lately. Vikings defense is solid. I think this is going to be a tight one. I got the Packers winning it 24-23. It's in Lambeau, and I think right now the Packers just seem to have things going their way. Then the Rams at the Chargers, Battle of LA. This is basically like the Rams Super Bowl, in my opinion. Can they beat the Chargers in the Battle of LA? What's going to be interesting about this game is who's going to have more fans at this game, the Rams or the Chargers, because neither one of them have a lot of fans in their own home games. But regardless, I got the Chargers blowing them out 34-14. I mean, Rams could keep it close, but the thing is, their defense is just really, there's a lot of injuries and it's just not very good. I know they did well against the Broncos, but this is a whole different animal, and I think the Charger defense is going to get pressure on Mayfield. Then the Sunday night game, Steelers at the Ravens. Big matchup here. Steelers need to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive, but, they need a lot to happen, but this is just still, a big moral game. It's unclear if Lamar Jackson will play, but as of right now, if it's Tyler Huntley, I still got the Ravens winning it 14-13 in an old-fashioned Steelers-Ravens kind of game. Then the Monday night game, the game that is going to decide a lot in the AFC playoff picture, Bills at the Bengals. This is going to be a shootout. I truly believe it will be a shootout. The Bills offense, I think, will be able to get a good running attack going, a very balanced attack against the Bengals, and I think the Bengals are going to be able to do the same thing against the Bills. I think both defenses are going to be on their toes, and it's really going to come down to which quarterback makes a mistake first or who has the ball last, and it really could go either way. My score prediction, 35-34, and I'm taking the Bengals to win it. Comment down below what you guys think about my predictions, and other than that, I'll see you guys next time.